few people have asked me for a few hints about getting my Hobie Wave on and off the trailer. For those of you who do have some issues about getting your boat on and off your trailer, this video will show you how to get it on and off using a few modifications so that at the end of the day you're not going to wreck your body. Now, I'm 65 and have to look after myself, so I've made a few things easier getting my boat on and off the trailer. I guess we all know that Hobie Waves are not the lightest boat on the market, but they're certainly the most fun. So they're a great boat to own. So let's go. Now, for those of you who don't have a jib, you will not have this bar here, a spreader bar. Now, I think this bar is really useful both in launching and retrieval. Something that I've done is install the bar and then put another piece of aluminium over the top to actually increase the strength of the bar. I mean, you don't want the bar to be too heavy, but this just allows a section of the bar to rotate independently and also provides that added strength, and you'll see why later on in the video. I'll show you now why this front bar is so important. It gives you something to push the boat off with and also helps you to get the boat into the water once you've got it to the back of the trailer. Now, don't forget to go off slowly and watch it as your boat is about to come off the rollers. The spreader bar will hit the top of your sailbox. Now, once it's done that, just move off a little bit more and your boat will drop off the back of your trailer and onto the sand. Later I'll show you how to tie your mast on so it doesn't slide off your boat while you undertake this manoeuvre. Now ready to cast off into the beautiful bay, Victor Harbour, South Australia. Boat ready. I'll catch you back on the ramp. See ya. Now your boat is ready to winch onto its trailer. One little piece of advice to stop your mast from falling off is to tie it on. Now I have a piece of rope here. Just wrap that around there twice. And make sure that you have a little knot on the end, and that stops it from coming loose. And that will keep your mast attached to the front of your boat as you winch it onto your trailer. Something else you can do if you've got bits and pieces lying around is attach a hook to the end of your rope and then use that hook to attach it around your mast.
Now, just make sure that when you wind it up, you wind it to about the height of your boat rollers, because you're going to back in your trailer and drop your boat onto your rollers.
See how easy that was? And that's also another good reason for having a bar on the front of your boat.
Now, having watched this mechanism in action, I'll show exactly what it's made of.
Down the bottom there's just an old plastic breadboard plate that I got from the supermarket, piece of wood, hinge which is hinged onto here. At the top all we have is a normal boat winch bolted on, and you can see how easy it is to lift your boat and get it onto your trailer. And this just fits under the trailer. I'll show you where that goes in a minute. You just need to make sure that your piece of wood that you use is braced. I mean, I made this very quickly, and it's just braced on the side with a piece of angled aluminium, just with bits of wood that I had at home. I mean, you could make something a lot more fancy, but this is something that I rigged up to see if it would work, and as it does, well, I haven't gone any further. Now, as you can see, it just fits neatly under the trailer. Now, something else I'll show you which is interesting was when you get your boat up on your rollers, there's a tendency for the bows to fall down and hit the front rollers. Well, I've made a little mechanism to stop that. This little thing here will raise the front of the boat and allow it to go over your front rollers.
Now, for those of you who aren't going to buy a Hobie spreader bar, and quite honestly I would suggest that you would, because really this is made extremely strong, because it's meant to take the power of a jib, and it's specially made to be very strong. But if you want to make your own, this is basically what it looks like. You've already got two holes in the front of your bow. You've then got a triangular piece of stainless steel which goes into a rubber grommet, which then goes into the long piece of aluminium, which becomes your spreader bar. Now, really, in reality, I mean, this spreader bar is here. If you've got a jib, all it does really is stop the bows from being pulled in. But certainly having this bar here makes it extremely easy to lift your boat, pull your boat, and even manoeuvre your boat on the beach. Personally, because of what I've put mine through, it's never broken, and I would go for the dinky die Hobie spreader bar.
Now, just a few tips on making your boat nice and secure when it's on the trailer. I like to use a good quality strap on the front, and one that you can get lots of purchase on. So something like this, or something that's got a ratchet on it that you can really crank it down nice and tight. There you go, that's not going anywhere. So I use one of those on each side.
Now on the back of the boat, I like to use just one strap going over both holes with a solid buckle in the middle that you can adjust, but we leave this done up, and I'll show you why. Now, having undone the two front straps, it's easy now just to push your boat forward, and then you can release that strap. Then at the end of the day, then when you put your boat back on, it's just a matter of putting the strap over each side and then giving your boat a pull backwards, and it's nice and tight. You can also go to the front of the boat and just you give it an extra push to make that nice and tight. So as you can see, you can just leave that done up, and that's not going to go anywhere. Now sometimes you may not do your mast up as tight as you think. So I've had a couple of instances in the past where the mast has actually slipped backwards. So to stop that, just do a little rope here and attach that around one of your cleats. Now it's nice and tight. Now another way of keeping your rudders in position when you're travelling is to put a bolt through your rudders. It's a bit radical, but it does the trick, and then you actually do away with all the other bits of rope to keep your rudders nice and tight on the back of your boat. Now with this bolt on the back, just use a wing nut. Makes it easy to get on and off, and I also have a couple of spares in my glove box if I happen to lose one. When transporting your boat, it's always a good idea to leave your strap attached to the front rope on the front of your boat and have that tight. That way it holds the boat tight against the front tie-down straps. And use a decent winch to get your boat on and off the trailer. And whatever you do, don't use wire, get webbing. If wire breaks, it can really hurt you, plus damage your car. Hope that's given you some ideas about getting your boat on and off the trailer and make your day at the beach a much more pleasant one. So just remember, Hobie Wave, fantastic plastic.